The Nintendo Switch 2 hasn't even been released officially yet, and we're talking about another brand new Nintendo console? Well, let's break that one all down up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So we are just mere weeks away from the Nintendo Switch 2, and the vibes are ever so great. That new console hype is finally setting in for me, and I will be watching my mailbox like a hawk upon release day so I can pry open that Switch 2 box and get to gaming. But while the Switch 2 is legit not even in our hands yet, we have some new rumors that are making the rounds that allude to another brand new Nintendo console that isn't the current Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, these rumors don't come as a real shock to anyone who watches Nintendo closely, but apparently, according to a new report from Bloomberg, Samsung is putting the pressure on Nintendo to release the OLED iteration of the Switch 2 sooner rather than later. Which, there is a lot to unpack there, but first I want to say this should have been an OLED straight out of the box for the Switch 2, but again, what do I know? But there are a mix of things that follow that initial reaction. First of which is the people, as per usual, that are blowing this out of proportion in many new and unique ways. There are some questions around early adopters of the Switch 2, and people are saying there really isn't a need to buy this console right away, especially if next year or the year after, Nintendo drops the OLED Switch 2. Well, when it comes to Nintendo and their long lines of consoles, Nintendo really isn't a stranger to releasing new variants of the base console for that generation. But I do think just because this report comes out doesn't mean we're getting an OLED anytime soon. But I do think just because this report came out, that doesn't mean we are getting the OLED anytime soon. I mean, sure, Nintendo wants that to happen because they'd obviously make a lot of money from it. But Nintendo is the one that does make the call at the end of the day. And if we know good old Nintendo, they're going to milk this cow for as long as possible before even giving us this brand new device. I mean, hey, I want a lot of things to happen too. I want XD Gale of Darkness 2. I want Coliseum 2. I want Jak and Daxter, but I ain't getting it anytime soon. I do think Nintendo's main priority heading into launch for the Switch 2 is to meet the current demand for the device as fast as possible. And when we just look back at the Switch 1, which released back in 2017, we didn't get a new one until 2019 in the Switch Lite. Then we got the OLED in 2021. So again, in maybe 3 years or so, we can revisit this talk and actually have a conversation here in the potential future. But when we do look at this Switch 2 and apparently what it's capable of doing out of the box, the necessity for a new iteration isn't as desperately needed as it was for the Switch 1. Again, the reason why the OLED did so great was because the base Switch's screen wasn't good at all. I know, I can speak from experience, I am currently playing on it. So, as of right now, no, I don't think we're getting this OLED console anytime soon, and by soon, I mean within the next 1 to 2 years. Maybe they can release some special edition Switch 2s before we even have that conversation. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this one off to you guys. When do you think we get this OLED Switch 2? But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.